I think there's a lot of people that don't understand this, that when you buy stuff online, when it comes to any media, you don't own any of this stuff. You're just buying the license to owning it, and they could take it away from you at any time if they need to. I've had that with games that over the years, they don't support them anymore, so you can't play them anymore. On my PS3, which I played this year, there's games on there you can't play anymore. The license is expired. And it's like, what? Back in the day, I paid money for this. Whereas if you've got the physical game, I'm like, you have to come to my house and take this away from me in order for me to stop playing it.
Welcome everyone to episode 191 of the COD Casuals. We're your host, Justin.
And I'm Mike.
How you doing, Mike?
I'm doing good, bro. It is that time of the year again. I have to do grades tonight.
Yeah.
Yep, they are due tomorrow, so I've got a long night ahead of me. I've got all my notes ready for it, so it shouldn't take me too long, maybe like an hour and a half or 2 hours, but it's just a lot. I was telling my roommate earlier today about it because there's some of these kids, I had to talk to my principal today about it. There's some of them where they are like in the system, you know, like when I go on this thing called Aspen and you can see the names of everybody. But the thing is they don't go to school like ever.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what do I do for these kids? Do I fail them? He's like, no, you can't fail them. He's like, if you fail them, then there's like could be a lawsuit or it could be an issue when all these parents can complain. You know, it's like there's so much politics involved with it. So he's like, just leave it blank and just write in there insufficient data. I'm like, okay. He's
the kids automatically get enrolled into public school?
That's a good question. I don't believe so. I think you have to enroll them.
Some areas do.
Yeah. So
I only know that because one of my coworkers, his kids, he switched his kid into a private school, but he was still getting like phone calls from like the previous school about like, hey, your kid hasn't been to school in like a month. Like, where is he?
Yeah.
Because he didn't like unenroll him.
So I think the way that, I mean, that may be the way it is there. I believe, at least where I am, they don't do that. I think you have to enroll your child into the school or just like into public schools. But the problem is there's like, there could be a whole multitude of reasons why that kid doesn't come to school. It's whatever. And that's the thing. It's just all like political stuff. So he's like, oh man, if you go and put in there that, hey, which is unsatisfactory, that's the lowest you can give on progress reports. He's like, if you put that in there, that means that you're grading them and that they've been to your class. And he's like, and they haven't.
Yeah.
Like, so you can't, if you do that, the parent will come back and be like, this is ridiculous. Like, this is a strike on their record. Like, you can see this.
Why are they being enrolled then?
That's a good question. That's a good question, bro. And I don't have the answer to that.
Is it illegal? Like to not enroll your kid into a public school?
Well, I don't know because like the person I'm thinking of, right? This kid, I saw her once. I didn't even have her for class. I saw her in school, right? And it's a case where the mom, has a few screws loose. And
I'd imagine that's like all of them.
Yeah, exactly. It's a lot of them. And it's a case of like, they don't believe that the school is a safe space for the kid. So they're like, oh, we're going to do homeschooling, but they're not taking any of the work from the school and doing it at home. So they're like, what are we doing? You know what I mean?
Well, if you're going to homeschool, then why enroll your kid? That's why I don't like, I have nothing against homeschooling. Like,
I don't either.
It's just like, why bother enrolling then?
Yeah. If you're gonna do it. But that's the thing that's weird because there's like that kid was somebody that I had all of last year. Or I had her for a vast majority of the year. She was in 5th grade. Now she's in 6th. And but there's another kid that I had 2 years ago who is still there, still listed. And I'm like, what is going on here? Like, why is this person there? And my vice principal's like, dude, it's a long story. Like, this student is not Like, it's not like they enrolled in another school or anything like that. It's that they are enrolled in this school, but they're not doing any of the work, and they can't expel, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
all
yeah.
this stuff. I hear people talk about that a lot online. Like, I've seen a couple of clips of people, they're like, "Oh, well, the school should just expel them, just do that."
Mhm,
Bro, at least where I'm at, that
mhm.
is not an easy thing to do.
I don't
Like,
think that's an easy thing in general, like, because it just looks bad on the school. Like,
absolutely.
it doesn't matter if the student's bad or whatever, it's
Yeah,
it's a
like,
bad rep for the school.
oh, yeah. I mean, they would much rather suspend a kid for a
Yeah.
very, very long time or have them in, like, they have this thing called REEF, like a
Mhm,
REEF program where they're in the school still, but they don't mainstream them into classes. They're, like, stuck in the office or
mhm,
whatever, and they do all the work. The teacher sends it to them, you know? They would much rather do that for, like, an entire year
mhm.
than expel this kid because, like, you're totally right. If you do that, then it's like that's now on the record of the school. They've expelled X amount of kids, you
Yeah.
know? But I can't remember who I saw. They were talking about bullying and they're like, "Oh, yeah, expel them." Like that should be an immediate, which I agree.
Yeah, it should be, but there's politics in everything, so it
Exactly.
doesn't yeah,
It doesn't work that way
yeah. So,
as much as
yeah,
it should.
yeah, just yeah. If you're listening and you're a middle schooler for whatever reason, go to school.
I know, bro. Just go to school. Like it's
Just go
it's
to
not that
school.
hard. It's not that hard.
Yeah, wait until you're an adult. Shit sucks.
Well, that dude, that's something too. I'll tell you, man, is like I had these kids come up today and they're like, "Oh, we have all these groups and we split them all up on purpose." A lot of them. We sat like I remember I was telling you about this at the end of the year, well, last year of my school year, how we were making all these groups and it was so much work. And we were, thinking about, okay, we can't have these kids together, can't have that and all that stuff. And then I had these kids come up to me today and they're like, "Oh, Mr. Harkins, we can't, like, we want to be in a group together, all this stuff. Like, can you move us?" I'm like, "I'll talk to my team and we'll see what we think." And my whole team's like, "Fuck no." Like, we're not doing, and I'm
Yeah,
like, "Yeah, I'm just trying to be nice here and be like, I'll talk to them, see what they say." But in the back of my head, I'm like, "Are you fucking crazy?" Because these kids don't understand, bro. I know, people listening, you are going to be with people in life that you don't like. That
yeah,
they're like, "Oh, we've got problems with people in here." I'm like, "What are problems? What problems
yeah,
do you actually have?" Like,
yeah,
come on, that's life, bro. You're gonna have to be with people that you don't like, and you're just gonna
yeah.
have to deal with it. Like,
Mhm.
come on.
They're just not your friends. Like,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
do what you gotta do.
Just don't talk to them,
Yeah.
Like, or it's like, "Oh, I don't have any of my friends in here." Oh well, make some
Mm,
new friends.
mhm.
Like,
Just just go on.
yeah, I don't know. It's a pain in the neck, but yeah, that's how I'm doing, bro. But how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I mean,
Hell yeah.
I've been busy, but chilling. Work's been busy.
Mhm.
Life's been busy, but
As always.
yeah.
Did you get any time to play since, we last recorded playing,
Yeah, yeah.
MW3?
I played last night. I got a couple levels in, and
Yeah.
then I was like, "Honestly, fuck this. I'm stopping." I almost popped, an hour token. I'm like, "I cannot commit and lock in for a full hour." So,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna I'm not like I'm pretty busy this weekend, but I'm gonna see if I can find a day where I can just, like, get, like, hours in.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. No, that's all you need is just one day, but I totally feel you, man. Even, like, right now, we're so close. It's, yeah, those tokens, like, I have a lot of the hour ones, but I sit around and I'm like, "Bro, I have to play this for an hour now." Like,
Yeah.
once I'm sitting down doing that, like, that's it, you know?
I'm just yeah, like, we won't talk about it too much. I'm just so tired of these maps. Like, I'm
Yeah, I know.
so tired of these, which is insane because, like, honestly, like, I don't even think in Vanguard I was this tired of the
Yeah.
maps. Like, Vanguard was hard to play at the end, but for different reasons. Like, we couldn't get into a game, so
Mhm.
it made it harder to level up, but that game was easier to play towards the end, I would say, than this game, like, gameplay-wise. I'd much rather play this game to the end. It's just, like, Vanguard, we never played we played on new maps, technically,
Right.
like, all year.
Right.
This is just the same exact maps over and over that we've played since 2009.
Yeah, I think that burnout is definitely caught up. Like, I mean, we said before with the maps and the small map, but um, I think that's been like the culmination of it because I know like we've got our end of year review coming up for this game. I made a note about that, dude. Like, I mean, I think that really weighed into me for this whole game in general is the fact that we had played those maps for so long and already did in the past. And then, like, by our own choice and our own accord, having to go into the small map, it's definitely made this game feel like it's a lot worse than it really is, you know?
Yeah, because
Like,
it's not. 'Cause
yeah.
this game is definitely it's definitely Cold War than this game since 2019, in our
Hmm.
opinions. But like if you take this gameplay and movement and put it on Cold War or even MW19, like those new maps, I think it'd be better than this.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Yeah, it was pretty hard. I can't remember. It was the night after we recorded, since we're doing this a little earlier than normal. It's the night that we recorded on Monday. And I was like, all right, bro, I'm gonna go play a little bit tonight. And you were like, yeah, I'll see. And then you text me, being like, yeah, I'm busy with shit. I was like, dude, don't even worry about it. And then I go to play, and I told you I was gonna go talk to my buddy Jake. I was like, oh man, let's go, chat a little bit, bro. PlayStation offline. I was like,
Yeah.
huh? Dude,
Yeah.
I thought something happened because he wanted to go and, like, he's playing, Doom, and he was like,
Mhm.
"Oh," I was like, "Let me go, screen share with you because 'cause I've played it before, maybe I can help out," and he couldn't do it. He's like, "Dude, what's like, my internet's really good." I'm like, "Yeah, mine's pretty good too, like, this shouldn't be an issue," and then that message came up just saying, "Oh, the servers are currently down, like, they'll be back up shortly," and I went to bed thinking nothing of it, and then I wake up the next morning, and they were still down.
Mhm.
Like, I can't remember the last time the PlayStation servers were down like that for not just, like, a couple minutes, but for, like, hours and hours.
Yeah. I mean that it wasn't just PlayStation, it was Xbox too.
Yeah,
Like people were down and yeah, I mean, I wasn't even on during that time. Like I think I was gonna hop on and then yeah, you said that uh it was down. So I didn't even bother.
yeah. Yeah, and I wanted you to check. I was like, "Dude, maybe, like, everything in my world is just, like, coming crashing
Mhm.
down," and I checked online. Yeah, it was a pain in the ass. I can't even remember the last time it went down. I mean, like, everybody was bringing it up. I remember that
Mhm.
time, like, I don't know what year it was. It must have been, like, 2000, I think 2012 or something like that is coming to mind when the PlayStation, servers, do you remember when they were down for so long?
Yeah, I do
Bro,
remember that.
dude,
I think
only the
there was
OGs
a
lived through
time.
that.
I think there was a time like later than that though, where the
Was
servers
there?
did go down. Yeah, but not
Every
that
time I
long.
Yeah.
But for some reason I remember servers going down for I want to say a couple days.
Yeah, bro, so this was what it was, in 2011, because I had to
Yeah,
go
yeah.
make sure. Yeah,
Lizard
that's what.
Squad.
Yeah, it was a
Those
or
guys.
they call them PlayStation called them anonymous.
Yeah.
Yeah, targeted distribution denial of service attack. They DDoSed. That's crazy. I don't know how long it was. Yeah, between April
That
17th and 19th, 23 days.
yeah, that was a long one. I swear there was another one like just for PlayStation. It was down for a couple of days, but maybe I'm making it up. But I couldn't even imagine that. Dude, imagine it happens when we're like 12:40.
Oh, bro,
Black
I'd be
Ops
so
is coming out. Well, we won't even be able to play Black Ops, but
dude, I would be so checked. Could you
yeah,
believe that shit? It goes down. We're 12:49, like,
yeah,
right at the cusp.
yeah.
I was like, "Bro,
That'd be
no
so
chance."
annoying.
Oh, I'd be so bullshit because we couldn't even play a game.
Yeah.
You know? And I don't know how it works either with games being online,
Mhm.
because I don't know if you've gotten that before, but when you play online or when you play offline rather, there's some games, I don't know if they fixed it or not, maybe I'm tweaking, but you couldn't play them because you bought them online, like, you bought the license online, so you
Mhm.
have to be connected to the network in order to
Y
play them.
I think it's because of, earning, online trophies.
Yeah.
It's I know what you're talking about. It's like Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Spider-Man does that.
Yeah, there was there were some games that you couldn't even if you're offline, you can't play them because like you just bought them online, so
Mhm,
you need to be connected to your account
mhm.
in order to do it, and if you're if the servers are down and you can't play online, it's like, well, you can't log into your account,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know? So, bro, I would have no games to play. I'd have to go back like, the only disc game that I have is Ratchet& and Clank.
yeah. I I have no disc games for the PS5.
Yeah. Be screwed.
Oh, yeah, I would.
Like,
Well,
bro,
yeah. No, we'd have, we've got some single player games that we probably could play.
I hope so.
Well, they would have to be downloaded.
Yeah, they'd have to
That's
be
the thing.
downloaded, although because again, there's some that we have, but, like,
Mhm.
again, with the
Well,
space and everything.
yeah, it's like, if I'm pretty sure, like, if I don't know, we'll use, like, Spider-Man, for example. You need, like, that Ubisoft account, and if you don't connect your Ubisoft account, you can play the game, but if you earn trophies and stuff, it doesn't count towards your account because 'cause you're not signed in to anything.
Yeah.
Where that's like, man, that would suck.
Oh, it'd be insane.
Yeah. It's like, when I first got my PS3, um, I we didn't have, like, good internet or anything, so I just played just offline games. So, like, I played all of Brotherhood offline, like, with no account, like, no, PSN account.
Yeah.
So, when I went and made my PSN account now, uh, like, Brotherhood has, like, nothing on it
Right.
because it didn't count towards that. So, if I went back on my PS3 and played, like, User 1, it would have everything, but it's all offline.
Right. Which is crazy.
Yeah.
You'd have, like, all the best stuff and the best
Mhm.
armor, the Brutus armor,
Yeah.
but then the game just doesn't
Yeah.
even recognize that you even played
Mhm.
the game.
That was yeah, I don't even remember when that was. It was like I got a PS3, like, in middle school, and we didn't even have Wi-Fi. Like, we just didn't have internet. We just had
Yeah.
a cable and the landline.
Dude, those were the days, bro.
Yeah.
Back in the day. Yeah. I remember making my PlayStation account. Like, that was a big deal being able to actually get online. Because, like,
Mhm.
in the PS2, I never played online. But when it was PS3, I remember my mom made my account and
Mhm.
I was freaking out. I was like, "Oh my god, I'm online." Like I'm finally in that realm of
Mhm.
being able to play against other people and play with my friends. Dude, the kids today don't understand that feeling.
No, they don't, yeah. I remember when I got my PS3 and I tried going online, and I didn't understand that you needed, like, Wi-Fi and internet. So, like, literally made my parents go and, like, bundled Wi-Fi with, our cable and, like, landline and stuff just to play. Because before, like, I had, the OG Xbox, so you needed to pay to play online.
Right.
So, like, I didn't even bother.
Yeah.
Um
I don't even know how I came to the ability to like or the thought to play online. Because
mhm,
I think it was just because you had to like have an email and have a password. And, I'm like 11, 12 years old. I'm like, or whatever it was. I was like, bro, I don't have any email. Like, I
yeah,
don't know. If I want to like buy stuff online, I'm like, I need to have a
mhm.
credit card. I don't have any of this stuff.
Oh, yeah, I never bought anything online,
Yeah.
like, games-wise, because I mean, I was, like, sketched out about it at first.
Yeah.
Like, I always bought the disc because I mean, I came from Nintendo, so you always would just go buy the cartridges and
Right.
put it into your handheld and play, and now everything's digital. Like, I don't
Yeah,
even
dude.
own a single physical game for the PS5, and I think I own 4, maybe 5 discs for the PS4,
Yeah. Which is
so
insane. And to think back, like, bro, on your, I mean, you got that jailbroken Xbox,
yeah,
but to think back on like your Nintendo console or like back on
the
my
PS3.
PS2, yeah, or
That's
PS2,
all
bro.
games.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know how many people can relate to that, but my PS2, like, I've got one of those booklets that's just filled. It's like if you were going to be back in the day and you've got CDs for like
mhm,
albums and stuff. That's what I have, and it's just filled with PS2 games.
yeah,
And same thing with PS3. I ended up getting a separate one for PS3, but I did buy some games online. And then
mhm,
you're right, PS4, I've got like, again, 5 or 6 games. And PS5, I've got, I think, just the one. I've got just
mhm.
that Ratchet& and Clank game that I bought, which it's crazy to think that that's how much we've we haven't had to
Slowly just
rely
went
on.
digital.
Yeah, exactly. We just went digital the entire time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, like, I have all my PS3 games still and, you know, taking up space.
Yeah. Now, that's the thing. Like, I guess why we mainly moved away from it, like for us and other people maybe too. Part of it is storage. Like, bro, if I had all my games on a physical disc, I mean, I wouldn't even know where to put them in my room. I'd have to probably get a shelf and like
Mhm.
make it look nice where I could have it mounted. And I'm like, okay, let me go grab my games. You
Mhm.
know, I wouldn't want to have them like just stacked up in a corner somewhere.
Yeah.
Because it's like, what else am I gonna do? But like all the games we have on PS5, I mean,
Yeah.
I
Well,
probably got like
in our
30
library.
games.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly, in the library,
Yeah,
you know?
it's convenient just having it all digital.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much the main reason that, people moved away from it, but we were
Mhm.
just talking about this before, you know, I haven't always been as hardcore with owning the games as you have,
Mhm.
um, but I know, like, part of it, you get some cool stuff with the games, like, if you get the hard shell case, sometimes you can get, like, a collector's edition
Yeah,
and
you
it
get
maybe
the
looks cool.
dude, you get the little codes on the inside, like, you
Yeah.
can, redeem, like, armor or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But before getting into that, I think we should talk about, Call of Duty just a little bit
Yeah,
because,
sure, sure, sure.
um, before we get to the main topic, but, I mean, you and I, we recorded 190, what, how many days? 3 days ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 days ago, so not that much progress. I mean, again, I hopped on, played,
Yeah.
got tired of that shit. I was playing Shipment. I was like, "Oh my god, my like, this is just it's the same shit
Mhm.
over and over." I get my challenges done, I'm like, "Okay, fuck, I got another, I don't want I'm not locked in enough.
No, I'm not.
I gotta be fully locked in." I don't know what about it. Maybe it's just because it's a weekend. I know, I don't have work or anything. I know I have other stuff to do, but maybe it is just because I don't have work on the weekend. I can wake up, just make a coffee or go get dunks and come back, sit and just put on music or a video and just play. And I'm more locked in then. But then, uh, yeah, after work now and I hop on, I try to get 5 levels and then I get 3 levels in. I'm like, oh man, I got two more, like two
Yeah,
more shipments, most likely, like long shipments.
yeah. Dude, that was me. I played a little bit last night, and I got, like, what? I think I did an hour token, and, again, I was not feeling it. I was just like, "Dude, I wanna just go to bed, like, I don't wanna play this right now. I'm so over this," and then I would check, like, every couple minutes, and I look down the bottom right, I'm like, "I've got 28 minutes left." I'm like,
Yeah.
"God damn." I was like, "This ain't good."
Yeah.
And I've got, like, I did 3 or 4 levels or whatever. I'm like,
Mhm.
"Okay, whatever," and then I just kept checking, and then after, like, the last game that I finished, there was, like, 2 minutes left. I'm like, "Ah, fuck it." I'm like, "I'm not even gonna bother," I was so close. It was like I needed that much XP to
Yeah.
get to the next level, and I'm like, "Ah, fuck it." I'm like, "I don't need my double XP token to get to that I'll do it another day or
Yeah,
something."
yeah.
Yeah, just, so burnt, bro,
Yeah, yeah. Dude,
and
it's
I agree with you. It's
yeah, the
like the
maps,
weekend, bro.
man. Yeah.
It's the weekend for me. If I feel like I don't have anything to do and I can just set my mind to it, but, you got a long day of doing work and stuff, and then you get home, I'm like, "I gotta go make food after this, I gotta grade," and then it's like 9:30, 10 o'clock. I'm like, "Dude, I gotta get, like, some sleep in here," but I'm like, "No, I gotta
Yeah.
go play a little bit," you know?
Yeah. See, I need that excitement back with Black Ops 6 where I'm
I
like, alright, I need to get my stuff done so then I can hop on and play Black
Right,
Ops 6." But
right.
yeah, no, with this is like, I've already played this game a decade ago.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
need it anymore.
Yeah, well, almost a decade ago.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's
it really is that way, and I look at a lot of the games that I'm playing right now for just, like, on the side because 'cause I'm playing that, what is it? Lost Legacy for Uncharted, and
mhm.
even that, I'm like, "Dude, I did play this already." Like, I'm doing it on the PS5, and I'm just like, "Fuck, dude, like, I don't got any new games right
I
now."
know,
Like,
yeah, right?
you know?
Yeah, we need something like different.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, dude, I'm not excited right now to play games. I don't got
Yeah.
anything. This kid at school was like, oh man, I was telling him this. He's like, oh, dude, why don't you play Valorant? I'm like, fuck that. I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm not
no,
playing.
yeah.
I was like, dude, like you crazy? Not playing that. Dude, Overwatch. I'm like, you're not hearing me, bro.
Yeah, no,
Like,
literally. I
those are the
think
last games I want to play.
yeah. Yeah, right now, like, no games I mean, I have Valhalla I wanna get back into and, like,
Yeah.
again but again, I need to lock into those games.
Yeah.
But when I have COD in the back of my head, nothing else will get done until that's
Yeah.
done.
So, like, the game that I'm gonna get, for sure is I'm buying that Silent Hill 2, which I
Yeah.
think that comes out October 8th. So,
Mhm.
hopefully by that time, when you guys hear this, I'll already be 1250 and I'll be enjoying that because that
Mhm.
game, I'm like, I want to play that game really
Mhm.
badly, but I've told myself, I said, I'm not buying that game until it's 1250
Until
because if
it's
I
done.
buy it and it's like 1235, I'm like, bro, I'm gonna hit, I'm gonna hit
You're gonna be checked.
1250. Yeah, I'm gonna hit
Yeah.
1250 like 2 days before Black Ops 6 comes out, and I'm gonna
Yeah,
be
yeah,
thinking
yeah.
about it
Yeah.
like I can't do that. I have to
Yeah.
hit max, and then I'm gonna be like, "Yup, see ya."
Yeah.
I'm.
Mhm.
That's where I'm at with it, but I'm trying to have some restraint, some control on that.
Mhm. Yeah. So, I mean, you and I we're slowly getting there. We're making it. But
Yeah,
you guys gotta let us know if you're doing the grind.
yeah.
My guess is not. My guess is 98% of the people are not doing it.
Dude, the people who I respect the most are the people who are 1250 already, and they're still in the small map mosh pit. I see those
Yeah.
people, and I'm like, "What are you doing, bro?" Like, they must be
Mhm.
sadists, you know?
They
There's
must
just
be.
there's no way that you could be 1250 in there and just having fun, unless
I
they're on a camo grind
yeah.
at 1250, which I'm like, "Bro, what's the point anymore?"
There's gotta be, like, they gotta be doing some objective or I hope that they're in a party with just their friends, like, chilling.
Yeah. Yeah, because
There's
that
gotta be either or.
if you're doing that, that's like your equivalent of music where you're just sitting there, you're chatting with your buddies, you're
Mhm.
going like 48 and 62 in a game, but
Mhm.
you're getting 8,000 score. You're like, I don't care,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Still get some good XP.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's bad.
We're pushing away. We're getting
Well,
there.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm hoping by well, yeah, by the time this comes out, I mean, by the time this episode comes out, I'll definitely be 1250. Um,
By the
but
time this comes out, I think the next episode's gonna be our review, if not
yeah,
the one after that.
yeah. So yeah, I mean, we'll 100% we have to be already by then. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's a tough one for sure.
Mhm.
Um, and again, seeing all those people who are 1250, I just envy them. And then seeing the people who are like 982 and they're still playing, I'm like, I don't envy you at all. I don't know what you're trying to do. I was
Yeah,
like,
what are you doing?
yeah, just chalk it up, bro. It's over.
Stop.
Get some help.
Just wait till the next game.
Yeah,
It's
try
alright.
try next year, buddy.
Yeah.
Like,
Unless MW3 is that game for them, they never played the old games. They're like, "Wow, these maps are great."
yeah, they still feel fresh with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, again, if you're feeling that way, all the power to you.
Mhm.
But every time I see anything on Black Ops 6, which the news has been slow on it,
Mhm.
no surprise. They kind of gave us everything that we were gonna get. But anytime I see Black Ops 6, I just like
Yeah, I
it's
know.
like just I don't
We got
I don't want to.
couple more weeks. We're close.
Yeah, we got what 3 weeks?
Yeah, 3 weeks from recording.
Yeah, from today. So
Yeah.
yeah, those are gonna be some good 3 weeks. But I'm hoping I can as soon as possible, like within the next few days or so, I can just finish this game, enjoy my Silent Hill time. Again, we
Mhm.
can go like we'll link and play some Minecraft, play some single player, just kind of chill, and then we'll be ready to go
Yeah.
for the next
I
game. I'll be like, I'm rejuvenated.
I know. Something something new, something fresh.
Yeah, I don't know what I want to do about I might play some COD before because I may sound kind of dumb, but I don't want to go into Black Ops 6 like having not played COD for like 3 weeks. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Like, cause if I go in there, I don't want to be starting off. It's like
Mhm.
a mental thing for me. If my
Yeah.
first couple games of not playing or playing Black Ops 6 and I'm getting fried, I'm already
Mhm.
checked. I'm like,
Yeah,
dude, I got to be starting off hot here. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
I mean, they said they're not releasing the campaign early, which sucks. So, but I'm gonna jump into the campaign like first thing, and it's crazy. Like now that I know it's a prestige system, obviously I'm gonna be grinding out the game, but like I don't feel the pressure of I need to hit like these
Yeah,
levels.
I
I
don't
can
either.
just play the campaign, hop on, play. Like
There's no stress.
yeah, like I'm learn the game. I want to hop into like some hard points and figure out spawns and stuff. And ranked is supposed to be coming out early too, so that'd be fun. Like we get that right off the bat.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a return to form for Call of Duty where, especially for us and other people too, that need to grind is just not going to feel as necessary.
Hmm.
Um, and it's not going to feel as time restrained time restrained. It's just going to be a lot more of a, say, like, it sounds kind of dumb, but like an organic process. You just go and you want to play at your own leisure. You're
Hmm.
not stressed up against the clock. Um, and
Yeah,
yeah, like you were saying with the campaign, I was bummed that they didn't put that out earlier. I don't really know why, you
yeah.
know, honestly, I was like, what do they gain from doing that?
Mhm.
Um, but regardless, I'm gonna be with you. Like, I want to play the campaign first. Um,
I need to immerse myself into that first, and get into multiplayer after.
yeah, because that'll be our single player game, you
Yeah.
know. Or like after, hopefully, I can beat Silent Hill without shitting myself, and then I
Hmm.
can go and play Black Ops 6 campaign, which I'm gonna be looking forward to that because I think Cold War did end on a cliffhanger, right?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, with Adler shooting,
Mm.
your character, whoever
Yeah,
he was. So, no, it'll be good, but yeah, I don't know how long it's gonna take. I hope it only takes, like, 2, 3 days.
yeah. Oh, I mean, the COD campaign.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's probably like an 8 to 10 hour campaign. That's pretty average.
Yeah.
We might be able like people that are gamers will beat it faster, but yeah. So I'm excited for a refresh. Looking
Yeah,
forward to that. So
yeah, totally. I'm looking forward to it as well. It's gonna be really
mhm,
exciting, and then, going off that too, like, just in a couple of days from when we did the last episode, I think it was, like, even the day after, I think on, Tuesday or Wednesday, that LAT team just keeps getting better, bro.
mhm,
They went and signed Troy Michaels. They
they did.
snagged him from Cloud9 as well. Yeah, bro, that team just keeps getting better and better.
Mhm,
It's amazing to me how much of an improvement they made,
mhm.
over this roster mania, and it's still, like, we've got quite a ways until the CDL starts up again, and for
Yeah.
me, I'm like, "Yeah, it's already a wrap," like,
Mhm.
everybody else is just left with the crumbs.
Yeah, no, literally, that's what like, the game comes out a couple weeks, we basically know, the main rosters, and then we're gonna hear the rest probably, like, couple months into Black Ops 6. Um, yeah, and I wonder what they're gonna do with the CDL, like, the format and everything. The format for sure has to change, like, but again, we'll see what happens. And if they
Yeah.
start like a month earlier, that's what they did last year for MW3. So I don't know. We'll see. And I wonder how majors are going to work again. And there's just a lot of question marks for me for CDL this year.
Yeah, I don't know how many majors they're gonna have, um, and unfortunately, I wish they could just move away from this online format being the vast majority of what we experience. Um, I wish there were a lot more of these events where, they would still do online stuff, of course, but a lot more of these qualifiers, they could just have, smaller lands to host them.
Hmm.
Um, but of course, like I saw Nate Shot on stream say that with having the Thieves host one, he's like, it's a lot of logistics, it's a lot of
Yeah.
money, which is no surprise to anybody. So I'm sure if they were going to be doing the majors and then they want to do these smaller ones, it's like, dude, that's so much money
Yeah.
for them to be, pouring out for stuff when we know the CDL is, not really doing the greatest at the current time. So I
Hmm.
think it's a hard sell for them to be like, let's pour more money into it, even though
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think overall that is the right direction.
Yeah. CDL just needs to rebuild. I mean,
Yeah.
everyone knows it's going through a hard time right now, and all of like esports in general. So they just got to chill out, you know, a couple of years, and then just build it back up. And yeah, I hope there's multiple majors. I hope that there is a major close to us, and you know they're not all honestly in Texas. I wouldn't be surprised if there were multiple majors in Texas or Columbus, just because they already have like facilities there, and it is the best, if you know, best locations for all these players anyways.
Right.
So we'll see. But that's our CDL news for for right now. And yeah, and then we'll get into like our main topic, which is it's definitely different from what we talk about, but we already alluded to it talking about owning physical copies versus digital copies in games. So yeah, you can present the news.
Yeah, so I just heard about this morning that it was, I guess, the governor of California, Gavin Newsom, he signed this. There's a California law that's going to be put into place sometime in the near future, saying that storefronts have to admit that you don't actually own digitally purchased games, films, and TV shows. You're just licensing them. Now, most people probably hearing that are just like, okay, whatever. But I think there's a lot of people that don't understand this, that when you buy stuff online, like when it comes to that stuff, like any media, you don't own any of this stuff. Yeah, and you any of these
Anything
digital
digital.
stuff, you're just buying the license to owning it. And they could take it away from you at any time if they need to. You know, especially like I've had that with games that over the years they don't support them anymore. So you can't play them anymore. On my
Mhm,
PS3, which I played this year, there's games on there you can't play anymore. They're like, "Oh, you just it the license is expired." And it's like,
mhm,
"What?" You know? Back in the day, I paid money for this. Whereas if
mhm.
you've got the physical game, I'm like, "You have to come to my house and take this away from
Yeah,
me in order for
yeah.
me to stop playing it."
Well, and a lot of this came up because you and I talked about it. I don't know if we talked about it on the podcast, but the game The Crew, like
Mhm.
recently, um, we talked about like Scump and a lot of other influencers did like sponsored streams with The Crew, and this game, you know, was supposed to be really good. And when they launched it, the player count was very, very low compared to what they expected. And then eventually, they just shut the game down
Mhm.
and they removed the game like completely off of everyone's like accounts. And the people that bought it did get refunds, but that just shows like, you know, you they can just take it away at any time they want if they want to just stop the game.
You're
Um,
you're thinking of Concord, right? Or The Crew?
The Crew.
The Crew? When
Yeah.
was that?
Uh, I want to say, let me check.
It must have been a while ago, because wasn't that the racing game that we're thinking of?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
The card game. Yeah,
Yeah, man, I haven't thought about that in a long time, but no, you're right.
yeah.
Because funny enough, like we were just saying with Concord, that same thing,
I'm
same
mixing it up with
fucking thing
Concord,
happened.
but the Crew.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
it's the same thing. They
yeah.
just both of them got it taken away,
Hmm.
and then these people are left with like you spend $60, $70, you pre-order the game,
Hmm.
and then they're like, "Well, we're not happy with it. We're gonna go
Yeah.
and get rid of it." And I don't even know, like, I think the Crew you could buy physically,
No,
but
yeah, yeah. You can the Crew. I mixed it up, but Concord, whatever, the one that Scump did. But yeah,
yeah.
The Crew, the racing game. That game. I think Ubisoft made it. Did
Mhm.
Ubisoft make it? Yeah. They uh they started they shut the servers down, like you said. Like and they just took the game away from people. But they didn't get refunded for, you know, buying the game like years
Right.
ago. So
Yeah.
like that sucks.
I mean, yeah, bro, you just burned money
On
on
Concord they
this.
did, but that's just because they failed.
Yeah, well, yeah, they made a
Well,
shitty
yeah.
game,
Yeah.
I mean, I would say they did, and, it's really scary in situations like this where you as a consumer, you end up feeling vulnerable to this stuff, you think that you're gonna go buy a game, and especially, you know, I've talked about it a lot, I know you agree, it's a hard sell to be spending $70 on games now, but it's also there's a bit of trepidation I have towards it with, you know, some games where I know there may I say I didn't know, but there could be the potential that they pull this game for whatever reason. Because you would have thought with Sony, like, okay, they're gonna make a huge game here. There's no way they ever do something like that. And then there you go.
Mhm.
Ubisoft with The Crew. It's like, okay, huge game. They're doing that as well. And then once again with Ubisoft with Assassin's Creed Shadows, they went and they pushed that release date into February. And I
Mhm.
believe they are refunding people who got like the early access one, to
Yeah.
go and play the game early and everything. So thankfully they're refunding these people. Like that's
Mhm.
great. But it's like, dude, a lot of this stuff at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter because yeah, you can spend all this money and feel empowered, but bro, they can just take it away at the snap of a finger.
Yeah, yeah, and, like, so it's a good thing that they're doing this where they're making it, well, what's the word?
Trying to really
Can't
think. I
get
know
the
what
word.
you're saying. Transparent.
Yeah, yeah, like, it's more transparent by saying you are not buying the game, or
Mhm.
purchasing the game, because that just
Right.
makes it sound like, what you buy something, you own the entire thing, whatever you buy.
Right.
But when you buy a game digitally, like you said, like, you don't own the game, you
Right.
own the license, and
Yeah.
they can take it away whenever they want. But, you know, and it's just not like we're saying video games, but it's just digital products in general, like, TV shows and stuff. Like, I know a lot of people like to buy movies on Apple TV. I have an Apple TV. It's awesome, and people love to build, their collection of movies and TV shows that they really like. And some people have like hundreds and thousands of movies. If you know, if these publishers and Apple were like, yeah, like we don't own the rights to this anymore, and just pull it, your entire account's just gone after all.
Right.
That's even worse, in my opinion, because movies, the traditional media, right? It should stand the test of time. Whereas video games, I do think should too. But like, imagine when we're in our 50s, realistically, who's playing MW2 or MW3 or Black Ops 6? Like,
Right.
after that long. Uh, so I can imagine, yeah, they're going to shut the servers down, but like the game's gone. Like, it would be off our accounts and whatever. And yeah, technically, we wouldn't be playing it anyways because in our eyes, like, oh, you bought the game, it's a sunk cost, like whatever. We're not playing it again. Um, but it's just, I guess, a matter of principle that when you're buying something, you should own everything.
Yeah. Now, I was going to ask you this. What do you think about games like, say, I don't know, from the PS2 or PS3? Well, because it's kind of harder to say now with some PS2 games since, it was only on a physical, you couldn't buy anything digitally
Mm.
on those. But to your point about, who's gonna be playing MW2 and 3, you're right, not a lot of people are gonna be playing it, but what do you think about just, like, the principle of that? Should you always be able to play those games no matter what, or do you think there is an expiration date on that stuff where it's not worth supporting anymore,
Yeah.
and your dollar has kind of already been spent?
I think online games, yeah. Like they're not gonna pay for servers on games that old. I mean, it sucks, but I do think when you buy an online game, probably a hot take, online game, years down the line, like they're gonna eventually shut those servers down. Like the fact that we can even go on and play MW3, like the OG MW3 still, that's like insane. That they're still spending the money and like supporting that. Where realistically, they could just shut it down, and the people still playing, like, whatever. It sucks, but you should be able to own that game though and play it when you want. You know, maybe
Right.
it's not online, but you can play single player. I think that's just like the reality of it.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think again with the physical stuff, if you're going to be buying it, of course, and like even digitally too, you should be able to play the stuff that's not online with it. But
Mhm.
the only thing I don't know is, I mean, when that game came out again, 2013, is that when MW
2011.
2011 that game
Yeah.
came out. I mean, dude, that's 13 years ago, and that's people that are still playing that. So think from now in 2037, are there people gonna be playing MW3, like the OG one still?
Mhm.
It's hard to say. I don't know when that cutoff is for when people
Mhm.
just, they're like, Infinity Ward or whoever's gonna be pulling those servers up with Sony, they just see it and they're like, "Yeah, it's not worth it to us anymore." Like, we've
Mhm.
hit that point where, you know, there's the player base is like 20 people or 10 people.
Mhm.
Like, I don't know what that looks like for them where they just cut it off. And then are those 10 people, are they bullshit that their game got cut off? Or
Yeah.
like, dude, we've been
Yeah,
playing this
probably.
forever. Like, dude, I
Yeah.
can't play my game anymore.
Mhm.
That's what I would think. Even if there's a few people out there that are feeling that, they
Mhm.
shouldn't feel that at all.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's the thing. I think it applies to all, like, online games. Every like,
Mhm.
online games in general have a lifespan to them. Especially if the game comes out every so often, like COD, for example. Um, that I understand, but for a game like Valorant or CS:GO, that game stands the test of time, you know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
the servers are always gonna be on, but where I would be upset is if, like, that shouldn't be applied to single player games. Like, if I wanna go back and play, Uncharted because I bought it digitally, I should be able to play that because it's not online connecting with other players, you know?
Mhm.
But if they shut
Yeah.
the servers down for that, well, actually, no, there wouldn't be servers because there's no online base. But say if uh, the licensing expired and now they have to take the game off, that is wrong. That's messed
Yeah.
up. You should, no matter what game you buy, you should still be able to have it into your account and play it. But if it's an online game, I think you have to understand that those servers will be shut down at some point. And I'd imagine at some point, like it's years, maybe even a decade down the line, where you're already on to the next game. But if you want to go back and play like the single player, you should still be able to do that.
Yeah. And remember we looked it up a couple episodes ago, right? The PS3 servers are still up, Like they're not gonna get rid of those for a while. I would imagine. I'd imagine they're gonna keep them for quite a bit. Until again, maybe they see that player base is just completely diminished and it's not worth it at all. Um, but yeah, with all this being said though, the question that I don't know the answer to is this whole idea of live service and like, with that online connection and like you're saying with Assassin's Creed, I don't know if that has an impact on it because say you play like the new Assassin's Creed, which it's going to be like, oh, you got your Ubisoft account. It's going to be having all like, which I think is ridiculous that a single player game is a live service game or it's got tokens and XP boost in it. Like, what is that? That
Mhm.
makes no sense to me at all. I think that's so stupid. But are games like that into another category where, oh yeah, after a while when they don't support it anymore, do you still get those features or do they eventually shut it down and then you
Mhm.
can't play the game? That's what I don't know. And I don't think we're far enough along to see that because the live service genre with games is still so early on.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, my educated guess with that would be that they just stop the service of the game and then you just get what you get. You know, like
Yeah.
they just don't continue to update them like Assassin's Creed Origins.
Hmm.
No matter what people say about like those games, I think it is cool that there is the constant updates to the game and adding like new gear and new missions and things like that. But in my head, at least, I always assume, all right, they're working on the next game. So when the next game is out or like about to come out, I'd expect the servers to, well, not the servers, the them continuing to update it and the service of it to just stop.
Yeah.
But I should still be able to play the game like whenever I
Right.
want, you know? Like I'd be pissed if I bought the game digitally, a single player game specifically, that and they removed the game from me and now I can't play the game at all.
Yeah,
That
and
that's yeah.
that's what I wonder about with some of those games, if that's gonna happen to them, like, not in 5 years or so, but we're talking, like, that 10, 15, 20 years where we're feeling nostalgic and we're in our, like, 30s. We're like, "Dude, let's go play AC Origins," like, I kinda wanna try that game out, and I go and, I don't know, play it on my PS6 or something, or my PC. It's like, well, my PC is different, you probably have to go rebuy the game, you
Mhm.
know? Um, but yeah, it's an interesting debate. It's good that they had done this. Like, I'm glad because there's a lot of people I know, especially younger people, of course, who buy games. They don't understand that concept. Um, this whole thing being said, though, even though they're making this, a bit more transparent for people to understand, I don't think people are going to start buying physical games more than they do now, which is, it's pretty low. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
I haven't stepped foot in a GameStop in a long time
Mhm.
because I can just sit at my desk here and I can go buy a game. But there is a part of me with this new Silent Hill. I'm like, I kind of want to go into the store and get it
Mhm.
just to kind of feel that again. Cause, bro, I haven't
Yeah.
done it in, I can't even remember last time I did that.
Yeah. I mean, the convenience factors, like, it's so much better, and you don't need to deal with the copying. Like, if you were playing games back in the day, you get a new game, put it into your console, it's got a copy. Like, takes
Yeah.
forever. Um,
I was trying to see if because I couldn't remember, bro. I got my PS5 with a fucking disc drive in it.
I did too.
Yeah,
I don't
I'm
have a
like,
disc for it.
yeah, I was like, what? But we got that for a reason, though.
Yeah, yeah, for the disc, for, like, any collectible games, but
Right.
that's, like, the only thing. But again, I haven't even bought, like, any collectible games for it,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think that if this is like a step in the right direction for consumers to, you know, be able to see that, and for stores to be more transparent about it.
Mhm.
But at the end of the day, like, the goal is, and I don't even think it's a debate. I think anybody that is a consumer is for us to own the game
Yeah.
or own whatever digital product it is. Like, if I'm spending $70 on uh, a game, if I buy it physical, yeah, I have it, and you can't come back and take it away from me. But if I buy it digitally, it should be the same exact thing, even if
Right.
the license expires. Um, and then you can break that down even more to where I said the license expires, but there is a difference between online support for single player and multiplayer games, and then just like straight online multiplayer games, where you're saying, like, with Origins, we want to go back and play, right? Because it's a live support game. If they
Mhm.
stop that live support and license ends, we should, in my eyes, like, I know it's not this simple, but they flip a switch and they're like, all right, Origins is done. Like, we put all of our updates into it, and there is no more support for it, but you can still go play the game.
Right.
And we own it. But if Ubisoft was like, yeah, we're ending the support on this game, the license expires, let's take all of Assassin's Creed's away. Like, what?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
that makes no sense.
Yeah, that's where for me it'd be a huge problem
Mhm,
if they did something like that, where they just go and completely rip the game from you after you spent that money.
mhm,
Um, and again, that's more just in that digital realm. But I don't know. It is a real gray area because now as time goes on, it's just going to get worse and worse with people
mhm.
moving towards digital games and digital forms of them. Um,
The big
so
companies own everything.
exactly,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
I mean, bro, I mean that's just the way it is in general, right? We
mhm,
don't we don't own anything. Like,
yeah, yeah. No, literally.
all this stuff could be taken away from us at like any moment.
Mhm,
Um, which is scary,
mhm. Well, that's
you know?
the thing. It's like, we the right the best way to do all this stuff is digital. We need to move towards a digital, world, whether
Mhm.
that's good or bad in other people's eyes. But I think it is a good thing because it convenience factor is like insane. It's so easy to get everything digital. It's good for the environment, uh,
Right.
and it saves you time. Like, yeah, it's awesome. I remember back in the day going to the GameStop or whatever, like, uh, or even I went to Walmart to get GTA 5, like, on
which
a
is sick.
yeah, release day and stuff. Yeah, those days were awesome, but and you're not gonna feel that, you know, feeling again when you just go onto the store and click download and just wait and then play
Right,
the game, but you probably saved a good couple hours doing that than going
right,
in and doing that. So it depends if you wanna feel that nostalgia, um, but also, like you said, you and I, when we have a bunch of copies of games, they should be displayed, like, in our opinions, because you bought all of them. Now you're just promoting, hoarding more stuff. Like,
right.
imagine if well, I don't know how many games we have in our libraries, like, probably well over 100
Oh,
games,
yeah.
being conservative. Imagine us having 100 discs. Like, where are we gonna put that?
Right.
So
Yeah, that's where it gets bad because, it's the fact that now you can buy all these games online has made it so much better for myself because I can go and, you know, if I wanted to buy 100 games, I can do it and it doesn't cause any clutter or anything like that, you
mhm,
know? And granted too, there's so many games that I could never buy because I would never be able to find them in a GameStop, or like even on an Amazon. Like it would be hard. Think about some game like, I don't know, that It Takes Two, you know? That
mhm,
game would not be the easiest game to go and find in a store or something like a Super Meat Boy on the PS4.
mhm,
Those games are not super easy to find.
mhm,
So the fact that you could just go online on your PlayStation Store
mhm.
and they've got thousands of games there immediately for
Mhm.
you that appeal to everybody, that is the plus of it.
Yeah. Well, it's all those, like, indie games, right? Like,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, though, It Takes Two and what is the other one? Way Out?
That Yeah, Way Out. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, those 2 games, you can walk in and buy those because I don't
Oh, okay.
yeah, but, like, yeah, like, think about that, though. Those 2 games they're known for split screen play, like, walking
Mhm.
in and buying those games, and
Yeah.
then you and some other person can play it without the other person paying or whatever.
Right.
But yeah, like, we wouldn't have been able to play The Forest or Subnautica
No,
or,
never.
like 'cause, they're all, like, little indie games.
Yeah. Yeah, and those are some of in our opinion, those are some of the best games you could possibly play.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we gave both sides of it, like there is the pros of playing in the digital realm, and then
Mhm,
there's the cons, and then vice versa with buying the digital or buying the physical, I should say. But I don't know. I'm definitely gonna just stick to my digital realm. It's
yeah,
made life easy for me. Um, but overall, with this whole bill being passed, I think it's a big W. I think it's a huge W. It's a step in the right direction. They could definitely go farther with this. Um, but I think it's just a case of keeping people informed. People just
mhm,
need to know that as consumers because it may, I say, like, change their opinion about going to buy physical stuff over digital. Um, but I would hope that at some point in the future, there is some push that comes together where we make it so any of these, doomsday scenarios can't happen.
mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I agree, I'm with you. Like, it's a step in the right direction. I'm on team digital. I wasn't for a
Yeah.
while, but that was just out of, like, security reasons and stuff, and now
Right, right, right.
it's just way more convenient,
Yeah.
going digital, and also too, like I said, it's just way better for the environment. Like, we
Yeah.
just don't have a bunch of, like, plastic just for a disc,
Right.
um, and it is more transparent for the consumers, so, like, I don't think you're gonna sign on PlayStation tomorrow and everything's gone, right? But
No.
I do think people should know that you don't technically own everything that you bought digitally.
Right.
But, the end goal is the consumer should if you pay full price for, a physical product and then you pay full price for a digital product, you should, uh, own it. Like, you own that game onto your account. Um, or if you wanna spend more money to own the digital product, then you spend $70 to go buy the game, But if you're comfortable knowing that you don't own the game, but you can buy it digitally, you save like 10% or something. I don't know, like $10 less, whatever. But
Right.
that game could just be taken away. Granted, they're never going to do that because, money.
Right.
But at the end of the day, the goal is for us as a consumer to own what we bought.
Absolutely. That's what it is. We need to just own what we have, and there shouldn't be any, like, what are they, asterisks
Yeah,
next to
yeah,
it.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
That
It should
that
just be like you own
mhm.
it and that's it. There's no questions about it. You can
Yeah.
play it whenever you want as long as you're
Mhm.
alive, you know?
Yeah. That is why I think, I forgot to bring this up, but, like, products like Xbox Game Pass, that
Yep.
is like, an exact example of what I was saying, like, you're paying a monthly subscription for games that you do not own. Like,
Yeah.
you get to play all these games for free, uh, but you're paying that monthly subscription. You don't own any of them,
Right.
but you know that you get this entire library of games, and you can
Yeah.
just go and play them. Like, that's awesome. But that is very different when, uh, you and I go and purchase we choose not to do, what is it? PlayStation Plus, like, extra like, those
Yeah.
subscription tiers. We're choosing to, let's go buy the game digitally instead of
Mhm.
paying a monthly subscription to have the entire catalog.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we should own that.
Yeah.
But that's why those
No.
subscription models, like, that's good if you just want the entire catalog. Like, I think it's a great deal if you game a
Right.
lot. But, like, you're paying $10 a month and you get the entire catalog of games, but you know that you're not going to own it.
Right.
I'd do that. But for us, like, we want to own the game, so we buy the entire game, but we don't actually own it.
Yeah. Now that's how I feel about my subscription because I like having all like the, vintage PS1, 2, and 3 games. Um, even though I've complained about how it's limited,
They
but
need to
still.
update it.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
yeah, they nee
yeah.
they need to do a better job, bro.
Game Pass is a
Um,
lot better. We're getting gypped over here.
bro, I don't want I'll sidestep here for a second. I will like there's no way that anyone could argue that the Game Pass is, worse than the
Yeah.
PlayStation, but like like whatever it is, like that classics pack, like the best one
Mhm.
you have. Bro,
It's
the
like
Xbox
premium.
yeah, bro,
Yeah,
the Xbox Game Pass is 1,000 times better than PlayStation Premium. It's not even a question. Like
yeah. The
all the
value's
classic
there.
bro,
Yeah.
why is Killzone not a game on the Classics Pass?
Mhm.
Like, that just baffles me. I don't understand how they've gone all this time without adding, like, just a game like that, and there's so many other ones. There's all these classic PS3 games that people used to play and PS2, and then they went and added the Sly Cooper game. They're like, "Oh, we'll throw you a bone with that one from the PS2." Bro, that was one of the most purchased games on the store. I'm like, "Are you not seeing
Yeah.
this? Like, do
Yeah.
you not understand?" And then they put some game out. I'm like, "Who played this game? It's
Mhm.
some trash PS2 game that like 20 people bought."
Mhm.
They're like, "Oh, it's a classic." No, it's not.
Yeah.
Like, give us what we want, and the
The
Game Pass does that, bro.
No, yeah, exactly. Like, Game Pass, you get literally brand new games, like, right off the
Yeah.
bat, and,
Yeah.
I mean, I would much rather switch over to that than, like, I wouldn't buy Black Ops 6 if I already pay for Game Pass,
Oh, of course
but, like,
not.
I know I can, like, yeah, I don't own it technically, but
Right.
I'm a gamer, so I can play all these other games, like, you get way more value out of that than what PlayStation's doing. PlayStation, I understand what they're trying to do, they just haven't done a good job at it compared to Xbox. So, yeah,
That's the one thing Xbox is doing way better than Sony.
yeah, than
Sony's
they actually do.
struggling right now, no doubt.
Mhm,
But the Game Pass model, like they had a good idea with it.
mhm.
That's about it.
Yeah, yeah. That's,
I think
yeah.
otherwise Xbox is worse.
Yeah, and then some people might argue and say, like, well, I think it's PlayStation Extra, which is, like, the middle tier.
Okay.
Um, if you pay that monthly subscription, you get a discount on, like, new games that come out.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
which I think you have that.
Yeah.
Like you get
I th
you have premium, which is like the highest tier. But like you get
Yeah.
like if I don't know, a new game comes out, you'll get discounts on that game if it's like part of Sony or whatever or PlayStation.
Yeah, but again, bro, it's like
It's
it's
certain
not that
games.
good,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah, I
it's
know.
not the
That's why I
games
don't.
that you want,
Yeah, yeah,
you know? I
but
really just do it for the classics because
mhm,
I'm just kind of enslaved to that. I
mhm.
love those and I wanna play them. But, yeah, when it comes to some of these games, it's like they're like, "Oh, yeah, we'll give you, AC Mirage, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
for $40 or, like, $35." I'm like, "Good enough."
yeah, yeah. Well, it's like
I'm like, "I
like,
need 15."
an example is like Valhalla or the Spider-Man like Morales. If you have PlayStation Extra, like at the time, those games were free for you, like free, you know?
Yeah,
I'm like, oh, that's like really good value. You got some like big games there. Um, but I don't pay for the extra because there are only a couple of games I would want to play. So like
mhm,
the money wouldn't be worth it for me.
right,
Um, so in my head, I'm like, I'm just gonna buy those games instead because I own them. But you
right.
don't. Again, goes to the point like you don't really own them.
No.
But I
No,
would
you don't.
like, yeah, I'll spend $30 on the game to own it, right? But I'd much rather pay 15 a month to get a large catalog of really good games, and I don't own them. That's fine, but I get
Right.
like an unlimited catalog of every single Call of Duty, every single Uncharted, like all these big games. Yeah, I'd much rather do that. I don't need to own them if it's pretty cheap.
Yeah, like, I would love to go and play all the old CODs on PS5, even just the campaigns, if that's all that
Mhm,
they put out, like, it would be so cool to go and play Black Ops 1, but, you just can't, and I
mhm,
don't really know why. I'm like, "Dude, just port that thing over." Like, it doesn't need to look great, just, up the frame rate,
mhm,
just, make the resolution slightly better, and then we'll just play it and people will have a blast doing it,
mhm.
you know? You could do that on PC, you could play all those games, it just that's where I think consoles fall behind on this stuff because you can't do any of that, and I wanna play those games so bad, but the only way I could do that is I have to go and dust my PS3 off,
Yeah.
make sure that I have Black Ops 1 or 2 on disc, which I don't,
Mhm.
and then it, like, because I think I threw them away at some point or lost them, so you're screwed. You can't play them, and
Yeah.
it's like
Well, that
I hate that.
that's why Game Pass is really good.
That's why it's superior, always.
Yeah. So if you're paying, yeah, I'd much rather pay a couple bucks and not own the hundreds of games on the catalog,
Right.
but I get access to all these really good games than pay $30 for the game to own it. But like again, you don't really own it,
Yeah.
you know? So it's a debate down below. I
Yes,
again
exactly.
I don't really think it is a debate. I just think consumers should own it. I think the majority of people are gonna say that too. But let us know if you're more of like team digital or if you're team physical, because
Yeah.
I I understand why people want like physical discs
Mhm.
because you collect, but that also becomes a problem because if you like collecting, you just hoard.
I'm
That
going
that's
through
a
that right now, bro.
I'm too,
I
and
want a new guitar, but I got too many.
yeah, yeah,
I'm
exactly, and
like,
I
gotta
love
make room.
the collector's edition, cases, right?
Yep. Yep.
But why are you gonna buy the disc if like you're not even gonna use it? You know what I mean?
Right, right,
And they
right.
stopped doing like those collector disc cases like in a lot of games because people don't
People
buy
don't
them.
buy them.
Hey, you just go online and
Yeah.
buy
They're like,
digital.
"Why waste money trying to do all this
Yeah,
for a very niche group of people that's gonna buy them?"
yeah. That's when it sucks because those cases are cool, but
It's an
they're
era.
yeah, they're cool to the collectors. But I like up there. You can see it. My MW3 like hardened edition. That is an unopened MW3 PS3 game. I bet
Which is fire.
if I crack that plastic open, smells like 2011.
Yeah, bro, it just smells like Doritos and,
Yeah,
like
Mountain
Pepsi,
Dew.
was it? Yeah, what was the other one that they had there? The Crystal Pepsi, bro.
Yeah, and I
I
bet
love
for
Yeah,
like to redeem something.
yeah. Oh, yeah, no, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm looking up at that World at War hard shell thing that you got me with the flask in there.
Yeah.
So sick. I
Yeah.
love
Like,
that. But they don't make them anymore. That stuff is just, like, from a bygone era.
yeah. Not many games do collector editions. Like,
Makes me sad.
but no, okay. They do collector editions, but they're all digital stuff. Like,
Yeah.
you don't get anything physical anymore.
Yeah, you get, like, an extra, like, outfit for this character. I'm like, "Bro, I
Yeah.
don't care about that."
That is why I wait for all Assassin's Creeds to go on sale because I can
Yeah,
pay it for cheap and I get the entire season pass and
yeah,
every digital thing.
yeah. Now, my last thing before we wrap up, I'd say that what pisses me off, right? So they just put the, PlayStation Plus free games out for the month. One
Mm.
of the games on there, Dead Space. Bro, guess who over here paid $50 for that game when it came out? And now I see that's for free. I'm
Yeah.
like, "You
Yeah.
gotta be kidding me."
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, "Dude," I know, like, I played that game so long ago, but I'm
Mhm.
like, "It's $50 I would like right now."
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I'm like, "Dude, that's a nice little Uber Eats right there. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
PlayStation doing me dirty." Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I hate that feeling. I hate, like, just knowing that, in the long run, I lost money.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, in the long run, we all lose money on the
Yeah,
games.
I know. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like, bro, we'll go buy Mirage at, like, $20, be like, "Dude, we got the deal." And then
It'll be on
and
at
then
some
6
point.
months after that, $5.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah. Like, I remember seeing Black Ops 4, on the monthly games. I'm like, "That's insane." But, like, how many years did it take for it to come on the
Oh,
free
yeah.
monthly games, you know?
Yeah,
So,
yeah, exactly.
well, that's
Well
also why
past its prime.
we're picky about games too. So,
Yeah, 100%.
yeah.
But
Um, but yeah.
again, let us know what you think down below about the whole digital versus physical debate, and then the Xbox. If you're one of those people who can somehow defend the whole PlayStation thing, please let me know
Yeah.
because I would love to hear how you can defend that. My Xbox people come out and join.
Yeah, yeah, because
They'll be the one that, yeah, 100% it's better.
yeah. And this is coming from people that have only like we
Only
own
Sony,
yeah, it's PlayStation. So
but I'll admit their defeat.
yeah,
They
yeah,
we,
Xbox
we
has
got
the
had.
better model. Yeah,
We
we
got
did.
had on that one.
They're trying on PlayStation.
Yeah,
They're not there yet.
failing.
Yeah. But yeah, let us know if you guys are what do you guys think, digital versus physical, and what do you guys actually prefer if you
Mhm.
really want to go back into the store and buy discs because
Yeah.
nostalgia's there, but if MW3 taught me anything, we got to leave the nostalgia behind because it can only go so
Mhm.
far. So,
Mhm. Absolutely. Well said.
yeah. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this, it was definitely a different type of episode because we don't really talk about topics like this. But let us know if you like it, and maybe we'll add more stuff like this to the
Mhm.
episodes. If you're on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're also on Anchor, anchor.fm/the COD Casuals. We're on Spotify, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast. If you're on Spotify, the video's there. So make sure to go check it out and leave a comment down below because we check out all the comments on Spotify. We're also on TikTok and Instagram, cut up everything. So if you guys don't want to listen to the whole episodes, we're on there. And leave a 5-star rating on every single platform
Yes,
because
sir.
it helps us out a lot. And one day we'll be the #1 podcast. COD podcast, we'll
100%.
say that.
God podcast.
Yeah. Uh,
One day we'll take over Joe Rogan, bro.
one day, Joe, we're coming for you. But yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, that's it, brother.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone. This has been episode 191 of the COD Casuals. We're your host, Justin,
And I'm Mike.
and we'll see you guys next week.
Take it easy, everybody.
See ya.